Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again. Actually, I was in Singapore about February this year, but because of the COVID-19, we couldn't do the seminar over there. Actually, I really wanted to see you in person, but at least we can see through the screen. So very nice to meet you. Before wasting any time, let me jump into my story. Okay. Actually, I came to America 1996, and my first job was working for a restaurant as a busboy, and later I became a waiter. But as because I didn't come to America with no money, no education, no skill, no English, so basically only thing I had was just simple labor. So guess what? If you need more money, you have to work more hours, right? So that was me before. And when I found out, as I live more and more years in America, I just happen to have more debt. It doesn't get any better. And especially when I have four beautiful children like this. Do you see my babies? This is like a 10 years ago picture. So they are all grown up now, much bigger than this. But at that time with these four children, I had a lot of trouble because I am the only bread earner. And the situation for me was, if I need more money, I had to be working more hours, right? But at that time, I was working already maximum hours. Constantly I had second job, third job. And one day I figured myself, if I'm not sleeping, I was working. I just became like a working machine. And I was thinking about myself, to myself, even though I'm having trouble financially, what's gonna happen in the future, right? Like 5 years later, 10 years later, how about 20 years later? What's gonna happen? At that time, I was already worried about the the rent that I have to pay next month, the electric bill, car insurance, all these things that I had to spend every month. I was worried. How would I pay the bill every single month? That was the killing part. And the real killing part was I couldn't have any hope. Just like I said, I came to America with no money, no education, no skill, no English. You know, as a just ordinary person, as an immigrant to America, I was just hopeless. Think about a man with no hope is like a man, dead man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have any hope, you become like a dead man. That was me. So I didn't have any joy about my life. But thank God, 2010 May, about exactly 10 years ago, someone came to me and asked me a question. Do you know Atomy? Thank goodness for that. I had no idea what the heck is Atomy, but as she introduced me this opportunity, I couldn't just step away. But I said, as soon as I figured out this is a network marketing, I said, no, thank you. But thank God, again, she didn't walk away from me. Think about yourself. If you ask someone about Atomy and they deny you, what would you do? Would you like to try it one more time? Or my sponsor, my sponsor didn't walk away from and she's trying to explain me about the Atomy, no joining fee, all those things. And I just became a member because I got nothing to lose anyway. So that's how I started. And look at me now. This is hold on. Something wrong with my video. So this is me. Last year, Atomy America went to a Star Masters trip to Hawaii. I brought my whole family to Hawaii. Everything is paid. Only the airplane ticket you have to pay. And we had such a great time with all my family. Think about it. If you have to bring your whole family to Hawaii in America, it's not easy. For ordinary people to have a vacation in Hawaii, it's not easy. And for myself, I'm traveling here and there and giving speech and share my story. I'm a free man now, right? Look at this picture. This is a picture that I took when it was a Christmas day. We are so happy now. I'm so glad that I started this business 10 years ago, and then all my family are so grateful about this business. So let's think about what is risk. The risk is this. Seeking stable life in the age of uncertainty is the most risky thing. Are you trying to settle down? Are you looking for something stable income source? That is most risky thing. You have to challenge yourself. So make a future. What makes you a true stable life? That is residual income. In other words, passive income. Passive income is the only thing will give you freedom. If you don't have any residual income, you'll be very, very risky. So how to be successful? My rule number one is this. If you want to be successful, you have to desire to be successful. Most people don't even desire to be successful. They just give up. How can I become successful? Only Jason Shim, like a handsome man, can be successful. Only, certain people make a success, not me. They just give up. They don't even try to think about becoming a successful person. Rule number one is you have to desire to be successful. So actually, this is kind of a funny thing. How to be successful? There's a 3 different ways to be successful. Number one is meet rich parent. Do you have a rich parent? I don't think so, right? And number 2 is meet rich spouse. If you're married already, forget about it, right? If you're not married, get weird. Rich people are not around us. So only option that we have is you become successful. You are the only one who can make a difference on your life, right? So Robert Kiyosaki said, there will be 4 different ways in our life. Number 1, employee. Employee is working for somebody else, trading their time into money. So if you need more money, only thing that you have to do is just work more hours. That was exactly me. I got second job, third job, doing 3 jobs all the time, trying to make extra money, but you cannot continue like that forever, right? The second one is self-employee. This is something that you cannot be fired by yourself, but the same thing, you have to trade in your time to money. So once you stop working, what happened? The income stops. The third one is this, you have to become a business owner. But isn't it also risky to become a business owner? 80% of the new companies going out of business in 5 years. And rest of the 20%, those 20% goes out of business again in 5 years. Like 80% of those 20% goes out of a business in 5 years. So owning a business is not easy. And think about when you're owning a business, you have to take care of everything, like employee, insurance, warehouse items. You have to do R&D, so many things, marketing, a lot of problems, a lot of headaches. So it's not very easy for ordinary people like us. The last one is investor. This is the ultimate goal for everyone. The money makes money by itself. Money never stops working for you, right? If you have enough money. But if you are in this room, that means most of us don't have enough money, right? That's why we are here. And if you have a lot of money, the money is working for you already, making money for you. So these 4 options are not working for us. So what is option for us. Atomy is the only way for poor people like us to be successful. Atomy is not special company. You know, many people think, hey, Atomy is a network marketing company. No, thank you. Don't think a special like network marketing, right? It's not awkward. It's not a special company. This is just ordinary distribution company, like moving the products from manufacturer to consumers. Very simple. But the thing is, we have absolute quality with absolute price, selling daily necessity products. You know, our CEO usually said, if we have a better quality with a better price, people will come back to us voluntarily. You know, I tried other network marketing companies 6 times already because that was only business that I could own. You know, ever since I came to America, people says, hey, Jason, if you want to be rich, you have to do your own business. If you keep working for somebody else, you're never going to be rich. So I was always looking for the opportunity to have my own business. But since I didn't have any money, no skill, nothing, can I own my own business? No, I couldn't. There was no opportunity like that. So only opportunity I was able to use was because going into network marketing. I started with a something company from other, you know, from America, all other 6 network marketing companies, but it's not easy. It's not easy to keep selling the product, you know. But in Atomy is this. Only thing that you have to do is you have to introduce the product to the consumers. Hey, try this. See if you like it. If you like it, continue buying it. If you don't like it, forget it. And I give you 100% money back. Why not? Try it. But the thing is, when they try it, most people come back to us. You know, this is a funny story that I had. You know, I was doing other network marketing company, and I was selling my product to my friend. He's my one of best friend. But I started this network marketing company, and I had to sell this product, something that I could not even consume because it was expensive. And I had to, you know, probably the friend of mine bought the product for me, trying to support me. But, you know, here's the thing. The product was not cheap, but I have to be selling the product. And every time I meet my friend, hey, did you finish the product? You have to buy it again. Hey, did you finish the product again? And one day I was walking down the street and I saw my friend was walking toward me, and I know he saw me. But all of a sudden, this friend turned away and walked away from me. It was very, very, you know, hurting my heart. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, what's going on here, right? I'm trying to do my business, but I'm losing my friendship. So ever since then, I start again and I said, hey, you know what? I will never do this network marketing again. But when I came to Atomy, absolute quality with absolute price, and we are selling something people need anyway, toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, everything. And they are coming back to us voluntarily. That's why we don't have anything like, you know, no advertisement fee, no store fee, no maintenance fee, no headache, no joining fee, no monthly quota, no annual fee, no website fee. We have nothing. But people are just coming to us as our consumers. So we continue making a passive income. And Atomy gives us a commission, not just a little bit of commission, but 35% of the revenue comes back to us as a commission. That becomes our passive income. You know, we did $1.3 billion last year, and 35% of the $1.3 billion is paid to us as a commission. And we are growing on and on, right? So this is our Atomy. And Another thing is we have a global one server. You know, I have members in Singapore. I have members in Thailand. I have members in Indonesia. I have members in Canada, Mexico. I have members all over the world. This is the best part. We have unlimited level that you could override. Doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter which country they are in, right? And we have another thing is we have a ceiling cap. You could override unlimited levels, but your income is limited. You could earn only up to like a 50,000 if you become a auto roll master. And if you go to the top, very top, you know, top, then you will be making about $100,000 a month. So it's like you are making $1 million a year as a passive income. Imagine you are making $1 million every single year as long as you live, and that will go to your children as an inheritance for their life and their children too, right? So Atomy gives you unlimited levels that you could override everywhere in every country in your group, but most people share the income equally. And this is the highlight of Atomy. Atomy has a system can make anyone to be successful. I call this success generalization, which means you don't have to be a special person to become successful in Atomy. If you know how to learn drive a car, then you could be successful in Atomy. Raise your hand if you could learn how to drive a car, right? Then you will be successful in Atomy. Just follow the system. Just learn from the sponsor. Just learn from the company. Just learn from the meeting, seminar, and just do it. You don't have to create a new wheel. Just keep doing what you have to do, right? Then you will be successful. Once I figured Atomy is really a different network marketing than any other network marketing in the world, I was totally crazy. You know, I was so blown away. My heart stopped beating like crazy. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this business, not for myself, but for my family, because we never been rich. And I wanna be really rich person, you know. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna have pain because of my financial problem. So I was totally crazy about Atomy ever since, right? And many people ask me, hey, Jason, how do you become successful? And my answer is, well, I don't know. I just went crazy, right? And I love this. Everything is easy when you are crazy about it, and nothing is easy when you are lazy about it. I love this because, you know, that was me. You know, I was so crazy about Atomy. And when I get denial from people, it didn't hurt me. When I didn't have enough money to buy my lunch, it was okay because I'm so busy talking to people. I'm so busy, you know, contacting people. Nothing bother me. One day I had to drive 16 hours. In America, it's big. I know you guys, if you drive 30 minutes, you will reach the end of your country, right? But, you know, one day I had to drive 16, 17 hours. Didn't bother me because I was always crazy about Atomy. Of course, I feel my pain physically many times, but didn't haunt me in my mental. If you are so certain, if you are so confident about your success in Atomy, nothing will hurt you, right? So, if you are so crazy about Atomy, nothing bothers you, right? These days, because of the coronavirus, a lot of people are getting, you know, problem, financial problem, whatever problem, because of the COVID-19. But as the Atomians, right? We are all Atomians. We have to bring Atomy vaccine, right? So every morning, this is what I did. I laugh. I know it's not easy when you get a denial, when you feel low, when you have a big trouble from your partners, from your consumers, and people don't understand you, people look down on you, you have so troubled. But you have to laugh every single morning. It's not easy to just laugh, right? But let's try this. You know, imagine you are oral sales master if you're not oral sales master yet. Imagine you are oral diamond master. Imagine you are oral sharp nose master. Imagine you are member of Leaders Club who's making over $100,000 a year. Imagine you are Royal Leaders Club member making over $200,000 a year. Imagine you are making $400,000 a year. How do you feel now, right? Imagine that you are signing up 100 people tomorrow. Imagine your partners, all of a sudden your partners signing up 10 people each every day. Doesn't that make you feel better? Right? Can you have a good feeling now? All right, then let's try. Okay, we're gonna laugh together. All right? Okay, so don't worry, no one is watching you. No one will tell you anything bad. Just laugh like a crazy. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Are you guys, you know, do you feel it? If someone is laughing, then that will make you to laugh again, right? So people will follow you. If you have a strong laughter, if you have a strong confidence, they will follow you. You know, you have to have a confidence about Atomy. Do you have the confidence? Do you have that strong confidence about Atomy, about your success? Do you believe in your success? 3 years later, you will be making $200,000 a year. 5 years later, you will be making $400,000 a year. Do you believe that? If you believe that, that'll give you a endorphin, make you smile on your face, then people will follow you. You're not gonna laugh because you make a success. You will make a laugh because you will be successful in the future, right? So in our history, people who had a muscle used to rule the world. Recent history, people who are smart used to rule the world. But now, people who have a higher adaptability will rule the world. You know, because of the COVID-19, everybody is in chaos. People don't know what to do. You know, if you come to America, you heard about the news, right? US is the hardest hit. US used to be the #1 country in the whole world, but US became the hardest hit. And we had a racism issue. You know, it's not the US that we used to be US. We have so much trouble. But some people are making a big opportunity out of this big crisis. So if you want to be successful, you have to learn how to adapt to the current situation. You know, we used to contact people, right? We used to see people, meet people to talk about Atomy, right? But because of the COVID-19, the world became on-tech world. On-tech means on contact, shorting on-tech world. But now what we have to do is we have to on-tech, online contact, right? You have to be using social media like a Facebook, Kakao Talk, WhatsApp, whatever, WeChat. That's why we have to use. The new world is not the way we used to live. We have to adapt the new world as soon as possible. The faster is the better, right? So what do you have to do? The change, you know, we know from the history, last 100 years has more change than last 1,000 years. And last 10 years has more change than last 100 years. So let's take a look. How about our next 5 years from now on, will it make more change than last 50 years or 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or 60, 70 years of your life? Whatever decision you make today will change your future. Whether you want to start Atomy business, whether you want to become an Atomy consumers, whatever decision you make today, will change your future, right? So what do we have to do to make our new future, right? The first thing I want to tell you is this: take the ownership. This is your business. Of course, we are doing this as a teamwork, but we need to have an ownership. Most people come to Atomy hoping that they could be successful someday, but they don't take ownership. You know, for today, hey, we have a Zoom meeting. Then you just have to come. If you have to come after your sponsor have to remind you, then you're not taking ownership, right? If the company announced on the website, you have to take a note. Oh, when is the Zoom meeting? When is the seminar? When is the Success Academy? When is my sponsor's Zoom meeting? You have to take a note, put it in your calendar. Those people who have ownership, that means they are putting this onto a higher priority. Let's say you invested $1 million in your store, right? Let's say $10 million in your store you invested. Would you take ownership on that business? Yes, right? Would you just close it down because you don't feel like to go out? Would you just close the store because it's raining outside? Would you just close it because your friend came over? Would you just close it because your daughter's graduation day is today? If you invested $10 million on your store, no matter what, you will open your store, right? That's the ownership. Ownership is ultimate responsibility for your business. I'm not saying you are alone. Of course, we are doing this as a teamwork, but you have to take the ownership, trying to figure out the answer, trying to do this, as an owner. That's the number one. And number two is communication between members. This is like a blood. In our human body, if the blood doesn't circulate, you will die. So does our business. If communication is like a blood for our business. If you don't talk to your members, if you don't talk to your partners, if you don't talk to your sponsors, your business will not gonna go up. It's just gonna go down. So communication is the most key thing for your business. Talk to your sponsor. Tell him, tell her what you did, what's the problem, what who you sign up, something like that. Every single thing, talk to your sponsor and talk to your partners every single day. If you are not talking to your partners, that means you're not taking the ownership. Number three is don't be smart. You don't have to be the smart person. Most people who think they know everything, that means they don't know anything. In Atomy, you don't have to be smart. Just be consistent. Keep coming to our seminar. Keep joining this Zoom meeting. Keep talking with your sponsors. Keep talking to your partners. Just be natural. You don't have to be a special person. Just follow the steps that your sponsor is taking every single day. You don't have to be a special person. And keep attending the seminar. I mentioned again already, because attending seminars is very important. I know every day you're not winning. Someday you have a failure. Someday you just get deniers. You didn't move the product at all. But every time you feel like to give up, come to a seminar. I know that's the time you don't want to come to seminar because you don't feel like to. But that's why you have to come to seminar because, I give you a homework. Today, what you have to do is, the homework is this. Write down 5 people's name that you want to be friend with, right? Probably Jason Shim is one of your friend that you want to be friend with. Write down 5 people's name and write down their income roughly. Doesn't have to be exact number. Probably you don't know their exact income, right? Write down how much you think they will be making, right? Write down their income. And if you make an average income of these 5 people's income, that's your income in 5 years later, if you become friend with these people, right? So people that you hang out with is your future. If you hang out with the losers and you talk to them, hey, I'm trying to do Atomy business, and they say, hey, isn't it network marketing? I never seen anybody who made a success. Don't do this, don't do that, They says all the negative things. If you keep hanging with these people, you will become one of them. But if you keep hanging out with people who wants to be successful, who has a desire to be successful, they have a very, very strong desire that they want to be successful. If you just keep hanging out with these people, you will be successful also. So where do you have to come? Whenever you feel low, you have to come to seminar and get energized by the seminar. You are charging your smartphone every day, don't you? Right? You are charging your smartphone every day, but why not recharge yourself? Why not motivate yourself every day? Right? You have to nurture yourself. And that nutrition is from the seminars. And when you come to seminar, don't say any negative things. Only the positive things. Positive thinkers always perform better than negative thinkers. Negative thinkers cannot achieve anything, but positive thinkers always can achieve anything, doesn't matter what situation they are in. So lastly, the attitude is everything. If you have a bad attitude, you're not going to be anybody. And for example, I want you to build a habit of saving. I talked to my son yesterday. Hey, son, you have to build a habit saving things. He often forget to turn off the light, forget to turn off the fan, certain things. And I told him, hey, you have to build a habit of saving things because it's wasting. And one of the most important things that you don't want to waste is your time. If you waste your time, the punishment is poorness, right? You will be poor. So attitude is everything. Be humble. I love our company motto: chase the spirit, create the vision, follow the faith, serve in humility. That's our philosophy in this company. So I want you to become a dreamer. If you become a dreamer, you will achieve it. Every time, imagine yourself becoming a royal master, becoming a crown master, becoming an imperial master. Imagine. Then I hope, I'm pretty sure you will have endorphin and makes you happy. And when you become happy, even though the situation is not changed, then people will come to you, hey, Jason, why you're so happy? And thanks for asking. Let me tell you something about Atomy. I just figured out this is the only tool will make you to be successful, right? So this is my conclusion. To me, Atomy is economic revolution. Atomy is the only way for poor people to become rich, especially these days. Every time when the revolution comes out, right? Like a first revolution, second revolution, third revolution. Right now we are looking at the fourth revolution, right? Every time when the revolution comes out, the gap between the rich and poor is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Rich is getting richer and richer and richer. Poor is getting poorer and poorer and poorer. But Atomy is the only revolution for poor people can become rich. You know, I told you about my story in the earlier time, right? I was so poor. I had to worry about my bill. How do I pay the bill every month? That was me exactly 10 years ago. And I started Atomy business from negative, not even zero. I started from under the ground. But now look at me, as a Royal Master, a member, Royal Leaders Club member, even in the pandemic, you know, in America, about 40 million people lost their job. I don't know how many is the population of Singapore, but we had 40 million people lost their job in 2 months. So many people are suffering. But thanks to Atomy, I have no problem. That's why I'm telling you, Atomy is economic revolution. Secondly, Atomy is a lifesaver. You know, somebody said money is the root of every evil, right? But Robert Kiyosaki said, money is not the root of every evil. Robert Kiyosaki said, lacking money is the root of every evil. You know, think about it. I think I could agree with that. Because people are lack of money, they have to do something, right? And because of the money, a lot of people are making troubles. War, robbery, killing people. So sad, so sad. You know, because of COVID-19, in America already more than 100,000 people are dead because of COVID-19. And doctors and nurses are trying to save the lives. But what if they, you know, save people's life? How can they survive in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? How can they make a life, right? Atomy will be the first responder for those people. Doctors and nurses are the first responder for COVID-19 people, but Atomy will be the first responder for poor people. I usually say Atomy can save more people's lives than doctors can save, right? So Atomy is the lifesaver. Lastly, Atomy is peacemaker. Did you know Jason Shim before you started Atomy? No one. But look at us. We are all brothers and sisters. As long as we do Atomy, as long as we go to the same direction with Atomy, we are all brothers and sisters. I have brothers and sisters all over the world. I have so many brothers and sisters in Singapore. You are my brothers and sisters. What brothers and sisters supposed to do? We look after each other. That's what the family is. You know, the company is working for our success, right? What a wonderful company. I'm so thankful that I met this business. And I'm so thankful my sponsor asked me a question, do you know Atomy? And because of the Atomy, I became free. So let me tell you something. So many people out there waiting for us to tell them, do you know Atomy? Because they have no idea how to survive. They have no idea. They need to know about Atomy. So what we have to do, we have to tell them about Atomy, whether they listen to you or not. Usually they will deny you. They will reject you. But if you love them, you better tell them about Atomy so that we could have a better world. Because Atomy will be the peacemaker for the whole world. You know, we have partners all over the world. We are all connected. Right now, it doesn't matter where you are sitting. You could reach the whole world. You know, look at me. I'm sitting in New Jersey of the United States. I'm reaching to Singapore people. I have my members coming in from US. I have my members coming in from Singapore and all other members coming in together. Right now, as the crisis is bigger and bigger, the opportunity is getting bigger and bigger. We are opening the China, we are opening the India, Europe, Turkey, England, German, France. We are opening South Africa. We are opening South America. We are going into the whole world. You just wait couple or 3 years. We'll be one of the fast growing company in the whole world, and people are all of a sudden looking for Atomy members. Where can I become a member? Who should be my sponsor? I hope you become successful and become a great leader, sponsoring a lot of people and give them a lot of inspiration, and they will be happy because you asked the question, hey, do you know Atomy? That'll change the whole world, including your life. Thank you very much, everyone. And I hope you'll be successful very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jason, for your wonderful sharing. So besides on sharing your success story for today, right, we also have a Q&A session with you. We have actually picked up 3 questions sent by our members. And are you ready to answer them now?
Yep.
Okay, so the first question, what is your greatest satisfaction in your career in Atomy?
Well, when I became a Sharp master, that was the most satisfaction that I had, because Sharp master is the beginning of the success. Becoming a sales master is beginning of a business. If you think this as a business, become a sales master. Don't ask me how. You figure it out, okay? But becoming a Sharp master is beginning of the success. You know, when I started my business in United States, we didn't have enough products, and I had to buy $700 worth of product to get free shipping, and it takes like 10 days to get the product. So tough, so difficult, and I have to drive like many hours to meet people. And when I became a Sharp master, I went to the Success Academy and about to give my speech, I cried. I couldn't give my speech because I was so moved about the ceremony, because, you know, this is my new life. I'm not poor anymore. I got rid of my, you know, poorness. And I don't have to worry about how about my future. My future is guaranteed now. So that's when I had the most satisfaction in my Atomy journey.
I see. Okay, how about the second question? How do you constantly keep a positive mindset when doing Atomy business? Have you been in your low season? And how long do you take it to rebound?
Well, you know, that's why we say goal-oriented business. Goal. If you don't have a goal, and whenever you feel like to quit, you just quit. But I had my goal. I have to save my family from poverty, right? Actually, my initial goal was $10,000 income. I started Atomy business because of money. I'm being very honest. Money was the biggest issue for me. And my goal was $10,000 a month. And every time, whenever I have moment with my wife, we talk together. Hey, honey, what would you do if we start making $10,000 a month? And we talk things about traveling to Europe, buying a house, and, you know, going vacation with my children, go to shopping, buy things. I want to buy this, I want to buy that. We talk about, you know, those things if we make a $10,000. So every morning we shout together, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000. That's my goal. You know, this goal keeps me going. And the second question is, you know, the question is, did I feel like to quit? You know, do I have a low time? Yes. I had, you know, do you know how many times I had a low time? I think more than 1,000 times. I had more than 1,000 times that I feel like to quit. but you have to endure those moments. I guarantee you, you also will feel like to quit in your business. I'm telling you, you want to quit more than 100 times or more than 1,000 times. For me, it was like more than 1,000 times. I don't want to do this. This is too difficult. They hurt my physical pain is nothing, but mental pain from people was killing. So I feel like to quit so many times, but over the night, if I go through one night, I became a new person. Because why? Because I have a goal, $10,000. I have to shout again with my wife. Is there any other way that you can make a $10,000? No. Atomy is the only way. So I had to, remind myself about my goal and shout every morning. Then, and attend the seminar, of course, and listen to our CEO. And actually listening to our CEO gave me a lot of, touch in my heart. Because I felt, whenever I feel our CEO was just like us. He had so much tough time. He even went through the death, right? He was sentenced that he's gonna die. But because of the faith that he had in his heart, he was able to go through all these difficulties. And I know I could feel the heart that comes out from pure Christianity, trying to help people, not trying to do this business. I was able to feel it. That gave me energy every time I feel like to quit. My pain is nothing compared to our CEO's pain. Nothing. So every time I feel like I'm low, I listen to our CEO. Then without failure, he touched my heart. Every time he touched my heart and gave me energy. Hey, let's do it again. Let's do it again. That's how I went through all these difficult days. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Jason. Okay, how about the last question? The last question would be, how do you carry on during this COVID-19 period? You want to share some tips for the newcomers?
Well, my life as a Royal Master during this COVID-19 is just wonderful. Unfortunately, COVID-19 brought a lot of trouble to many people. Ordinary people, they are suffering a lot. But my life is not affected at all because I have a residual income, as you know, right? I'm enjoying I have a big backyard. By the way, I bought this house last year. About 9,000 square feet. I don't know how big that is in your. It's a big house. I was able to buy this house, and I have a huge backyard. And I made my vegetable garden. I made a lot of things. So I'm spending a whole day doing my farming and doing my project. So happy. And my advice for newcomers is this: try to figure out what you have to do. Your goal is to let people know about that you started Atomy business. But thank God we have internet. We have all the technology available. Look at us. I am from US, you guys from Singapore. We are doing seminar together at the same time with no problem. Used to be like 20 years ago, if we have to do this, we have to use the satellite. We have to use broadcasting system. But only little bit of money, we could all connect it. So right now is a super hyper connectivity world. Just figure out how to connect your friends, your name list to you in Atomy. I think it's getting easier and easier. Atomy is making, Atomy company is doing their really, really best trying to help us to be successful. Imagine this. Someone is always there trying to help me to successful. Isn't that awesome? Right? You are not alone. You are not alone. The company is working for us, and all the sponsors are guiding us, and all my partners are working together as my team. Isn't it awesome? Right? So try to understand about the value of Atomy. Once you understand the true value of Atomy, no one can stop you. You will go crazy. You will figure out. I don't know how, but you will figure it out. If you are totally crazy, like I told you, if you are totally crazy after you realize the value of Atomy, nothing will be troubled. Nothing will stop you. I don't know if I answer your question.
Yeah, our members will benefit from it. So once again, thank you, Royal Master Jason Shim, for your time. I heard that it's
You're
almost
welcome.
midnight there at US now, right? So take a good rest after the session ends, and we'll hope to see you in Singapore in the future after the COVID recovers. Please give
Yeah.
Mr. Jason a round of applause. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Jason.
you, everyone. Have a great day and be successful. Bye.